You glossed over this idea of individual ideas versus something resembling group consensus like it was no big deal. I can assure you that is not an easy process. So, how
Yeah.
do you determine what is collective wisdom or group consensus? How is that reached? What does it look like? I think everybody would like to know that.
So my experience is that when I'm teaching this and we do it a few times, people really begin to get it, right? So it's these moments where the whole body language of the group changes. Sometimes everyone leans in. Sometimes there's like, yes. Sometimes people are just quiet and just they all just lie back in just like a sense of like, yes. Those are those moments so people can go quiet, and they often do go quiet after those like
Hmm.
key solutions arise because there's not much more to say. And even sometimes you'll see people like kind of like, okay, okay, now we got that. Let's, what are we doing next, kind of thing. So, and you want to check that you got it right, right? So you're going to reflect back to the group. These are the key things I heard, and it's often not one, but I would say it's not more than three usually. That's kind of the most I think that a group can really come to, and they're often intertwined. Those three things they go together in some way, and then did I hear correctly? And I would not say that it is that every single person 100% agrees. We're not looking for unanimity, but that no one feels strongly enough opposed to it that they're going to say, no, absolutely not. And sometimes, if when you're listening in a group, there might be, you can sense there's an issue over here in this side of the room or with those people, and you might say, is there anything you guys want to share? Or they want, so that can definitely be part of it, just to make sure to get into the room if there are some, disagreements. There's an interesting example from Madagascar in this, sort of an observer who spoke Malagasy was standing on the outskirts of the meeting that we were having, and it was a real challenge that the community was really wrestling with about how to solve this one problem. And for a while in the group it felt like there's no way we can solve this problem, and people were saying that we just need to be able to cut down the entire forest. There's like no way, what are we going to do? There's just like there's nowhere else to grow food. And then the village chief, the village king they call them there, said, wait a minute, what if we had like an irrigation system over in this valley right here? And then suddenly the entire group erupted in like, like just like normally they had waited for one person to talk. Now it's just like, everyone is talking. And then they all just like, boom, they were quiet and they were like, yes, if we had that, it would be amazing. And this observer was standing in the back, and there was one guy and he's kind of like, and she asked him, well, do you not agree with that solution? And he said, well, I just don't think it'll work. And she said, well, do you want to say something? And he said, no, because if it does work, I sure will be happy.